Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. Starting us off, we'll take a look at our latest surface analysis chart from this morning, which we can see here that we do have a low pressure system sweeping through the Great Lakes up to the north, and that is going to bring in a cold front through the region later this afternoon. Now, ahead of that cold front, we do have a warm front that has settled over the local area, and that is helping to keep these temperatures above average, with highs today reaching the 60s. And as that cold front moves through this afternoon, we can also see the chance of some isolated scattered showers working their way in. But overall, those rainfall totals should remain light. And behind that front, we'll also see some good mixing and a strong low-level jet that is likely to help produce some pretty gusty winds in excess of 40 miles per hour at times, and that will put us well above the wind advisory criteria. Although those winds, as of current, have not come up as quickly as anticipated, they still are expected to do such. And then by Tuesday, we'll see surface high pressure to the southwest and a strengthening low over eastern Canada that will work together to reinforce some cooler air into the area, and that will keep the highs within the 30s, the upper 30s at that, with breezy westerly winds continuing. And then on Wednesday, we'll see those temperatures warm slightly. We'll see that pressure gradient begin to relax a little bit, and we'll also see those winds mellow out just a bit as we move into Thursday. Now, taking a look here on the left, on Thursday, we see that we do have a weak cold front crossing the area. However, with that being said, the air mass that will be ahead of that cold front doesn't look to be too supportive of any precipitation given how dry it will be, so we will likely remain dry as a result. And we'll also see lows dropping into the lower 20s and maybe even the teens Thursday night behind that frontal passage, with that cooler pattern looking to hold on through the remainder of the week, although we do see some chances of unsettled weather making an appearance in towards the later half of the week into the weekend, but that is a little uncertain right now, as some models do suggest that a low forms down to the south, and many of those models do have that associated precip just south of our area, so we'll have to wait to see how the models trend over the next few days. But that will lead us on to our 24-hour forecast for the day ahead, which we do expect to continue seeing these cloudy conditions, and we'll also see with that frontal passage in the hours following midday the chance of those scattered showers. And then following such, we'll see a progressive and pretty quick clearing effect once that front moves through the local area. For the whole day today, we are anticipating winds coming up and likely being above wind advisory criteria for a majority of the next 24 hours. We are also seeing some lower clouds that have since started to lift, and we'll continue with the chance of seeing such until that front moves through and kind of wipes the slate away. But once we get through that noon to 4 o'clock period, those rain chances will have moved through, and we should remain dry for the next few days ahead. Which leads us to the short-term forecast here, in which on Tuesday we can anticipate partly cloudy and breezy conditions and a high around 39. Likely going to see that wind advisory holding on. And then Tuesday night, those winds start to diminish. We'll see partly to mostly cloudy conditions, and then a low in the mid to upper 20s, a low 27. And then Wednesday, we'll see partly cloudy conditions and a high around 40, with no real weather-related concerns past Tuesday night. And for the 7-day extended outlook here, after today's frontal passage and those rain chances get underway and everything finishes up, we'll have a nice little break in which we'll see slightly cooler temperatures, slightly below average, with mostly clear skies, partly cloudy, and Thursday, we'll start to see a little bit more cloud cover as we have that secondary cold front, or that second cold front pass through the area. And as mentioned earlier, it does not look to really bring much in the name of any rain chances. And then Saturday, we also see a low down to the south, possibly pushing precip far enough north to which we could see a couple showers. But overall, the week ahead does look to be slightly below average as far as temperatures go, with Thursday night looking to be the coolest of the week ahead. That is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief.